We're back 365 Sports as we already have started another weekend of college football with last night's win, Brigham Young and Utah State. A lot of games tonight, including, UTSA playing Middle Tennessee State ought to be interesting after Middle Tennessee State's win against Miami. Now, these are the games. Levi Caraway started this because he's an evil person, to put our games, the logos of the teams that we pick on a graphic so you can see, that we're not bad, and then at times we're not very smart yet at all.
Okay, the good news is that we're all over 500. Smokey, you're 16-12. Craig and I are tied at 15-13. And last week was not good. We don't need to get into the exact number. No, we just need to say that the reason that we're in double-digit losses all the way across the board is because of last week.
I missed the Baylor-Iowa State game. We all did. And believe me, the board let us know about it. But they didn't let us know about the fact I missed the Brigham Young game, too. But, oh, well. Here we go. Ole Miss in Kentucky. We discussed this game earlier. Mississippi, of course, Lane Kiffin. Home in Oxford against Kentucky, a team that quarterback's good. Craig mentioned the running back is back. They play really, really good defense.
Yeah, I'm going to go hotty-toddy here. I just got a feeling. I don't know. And I'm not fully bought into Kentucky. I'm just going to go with Lane Kiffin at home.
Yeah, give me Ole Miss in this game. I think Kentucky's a good team, but I do have some questions about them. I got questions about Ole Miss too, but I think Zach Evans breaks off a big run, and ultimately in a bit of a duel offensively. Give me the Rebels.
I'm going to take Kentucky, and I know going in that Mississippi's favored by like a touchdown in that game, and at home I just like their style. Not much different, really, in a lot of ways than how Baylor plays some of their football. TCU at home against Oklahoma. I'll take Oklahoma.
I'll go Boomer Sooner. I'll take Oklahoma. I don't want to play them the week after they lost.
Yeah, I've seen some, thoughts about TCU winning this game and, being at home and just the fact that they've looked okay. I don't know. I think there's got to be more worries about OU than it is really praise for TCU, because I don't know what TCU's done that makes you think that they're just like better than Oklahoma. Like, I just don't know how you could have possibly seen that already. But, give me Oklahoma on the road to bounce back after the tough week last week.
So across the board, Oklahoma. Kansas State at home after their win in Norman against Texas Tech after their win at home in overtime against Texas.
I'm going to take Texas Tech as on the road upset. I need to see back-to-back weeks from Adrian Martinez to make me really buy in, although I'm fully prepared to get run over in the streets by Kansas State fans if I'm wrong about this one. And last week has awakened Adrian Martinez's confidence.
Awakened his confidence, but you're going Tech. Right.
I'm going Tech. I said, I'm like, if that's happened and he has back-to-back weeks, like I said, I'm fully waiting for Kansas State fans to unleash on me, but okay. I'm going Tech right now because I need to see it a second
Kansas
week in a row.
State fans are sweet.
I'm curious about how K-State scores because they're going to have to force the run and break through with the run, and Tech's not going to, want them to do that or really allow them to do that. So I think they're going to have to be able to toss it around a little bit, or they're just going to be able to run on Tech, and that itself will be, I think, a bit of a story. But give me K-State at home. I think that they got some of their mojo back last week, and Tech's a great story, and they got a lot of belief right now. But I'm not ready. I mean, if you don't want to trust Adrian Martinez, how you trusting Donovan Smith? I mean, he'll just as easily throw you out of the game as Adrian Martinez will so far this season. So if they both play at their best, then that should make for one heck of a game. But, give me Adrian Martinez and the Wildcats.
All right, so last week Texas ran for 151. The week before that, I forgot who it was, Houston ran for just 87. NC State, in their win against Texas Tech, ran for 111, so they have not been giving up much, although Bijan appeared to be on his way to a really big game. And then, of course, they didn't have the ball. They never had the ball in the second half playing keep away, even by throwing the ball as much as they did. I am going to take Kansas State at home. Baylor at home against Oklahoma State. I'll take Baylor. I'm not good at predictions because I obviously missed last week against Iowa State. Home game, they play these games.
Like fully bounced back after not having a great showing, quite frankly, the following week after BYU against Texas State. That was a fine second half showing, but it wasn't anything impressive in the first. So people had reasons why they picked the way that they picked, and I know I certainly felt that way, and now I certainly feel strongly about picking them in pretty much every game from here on out. I saw what I needed to see, simple as that, and I'm taking Baylor.
I saw what we saw a little bit of last year. Not that last year, but I saw a little bit more of how they won, the personality. I'll take Baylor, as I said. ACC, Wake Forest, a team that can put up points with Hartman. And Florida State's been a nice story, as you know, Paul. It's in Tallahassee. The Seminoles ranked in the top 25 in one of the polls, getting a little love.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be interesting because Tallahassee wasn't really affected by Hurricane Ian all that much, but a lot of the fans who are coming to the games are affected by Hurricane Ian. They're giving out free tickets to anybody who's been displaced by the hurricane. They're expanding the student section. So I don't know how the crowd is going to be based on that, which it's a sellout. If it was a normal week and no hurricane, I would be more confident in my pick of Florida State at home, but I'm very confident in Jordan Travis after what I saw last week. I don't think Wake has the defense. This is going to be a little bit of a shootout, but I do like Florida State at home in this game because of Jordan Travis.
I'll take the Seminoles as well. Craig?
Yeah, give me FSU.
All right, Kansas and Iowa State. We discussed that quite a bit in the previous segment. I'm taking Iowa State. I'm not like confident with it. I just feel like perhaps that they'll find a way. I'm not sold on them at all. And I am kind of sold on KU, but I just feel like Iowa State might grind this game down a little bit. I
agree with you, Smokey. I think that Iowa State's going to do everything that they can to keep the ball out of Kansas, away from Kansas. And that for sometimes with the teams that are a little inexperienced to the success, that can throw them off. I fully expect that Kansas will score some points in this game. I don't know if they can stop Iowa State. I think Iowa State wins this one, but it's going to be like every Kansas game. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think the Jayhawks will find a way to light up the scoreboard a little bit, but just not to the extent that they have been. I think this is a must-win for Matt Campbell in so many ways. I know Kansas is better. It's not like losing to them when Texas lost to them the first or the second time. But I just think that the Cyclones have to have this one or else it's going to get sideways, not in terms of like hot seat, obviously, like that's never going to be the case there, but just in terms of, not living up to expectations. I mean, I think if you turn around and you lose 2 conference games this early on in the season, coming off of a little bit of disappointment, so to speak, last year, I just think that that's kind of a bad run and a bad funk for ISU. So I think they kind of have to win this game just to kind of keep that hope flowing.
They lost their minds because Baylor passed them by back in 19, and then they bounced back to play for the Big 12 title against Oklahoma. Played well, but lost. And then last year, it was Baylor again. This is supposed to be their time with Matt Campbell. So
I would argue that Baylor never even passed them by. They had already done that, and I don't think Iowa State ever repassed them.
In 19?
I just think in general, they've always been ahead of Iowa State.
No. I'm talking about what Iowa State's run. Everyone started to jump in on them in 19. They did not play for the Big 12 title. Baylor did, which was a surprise. Matt Rule and them, that was a surprise. Iowa State, not there. Then they came back, and then last year Baylor. I see what you're saying.
They never passed them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did because of 2 and 7, but I get what you're saying. Baylor's been better year in and year out for the last 10 or 12 years than Iowa State.
If you put it on like one of those old dot charts, like
they had a better record one year. Yeah, wow.
My point is that Iowa State. What I'm trying to say is that, but the fans of Iowa State, you can say whatever you want, and I can say Iowa State fans are going to lose their mind if they get passed by another school in the Big 12 when this is supposed to be their time with Matt Campbell. That was my point. All right, Clemson and NC State, ACC. We've discussed this one quite a bit. I'll take Clemson.
I'm going to take NC State. Tim Brando sold me. I'm just going to say Tim Brando sold me, and if NC State doesn't win this game, I will blame him. He sold me.
We'll get him on to do that, too.
Yeah, I'll take Clemson.
All right.